for 10 o'clock, promptly at 10:30, as I fully expected. We have the Honorable now Chief Justice Sharon Lee on the phone. Madam Chief Justice, good morning.
Oh, good morning. How are you today?
Doing just fine, thank you. We hope that you are.
I'm doing great, thank you.
Have you gotten accustomed to that, Madam Chief Justice, yet?
Well, technically, I will become Chief Justice September 1, so I was elected, but I'll be officially on the job September 1. I think I would be more comfortable being called Sharon. I don't think I'm going to go by Chief Justice on too many occasions.
Well, I do call you that personally, but on the air, I thought I would give you your proper due, Sharon. So,
I understand.
Duly
Thank
noted.
you.
Also, I have in studio with me a local attorney, Amy Brown. I don't know if you all know each other, but she's standing right here.
I don't believe we do. Hi, how are you? It's an honor.
Great. Nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you.
Sharon, we invited you on to, first of all, congratulate you on two fronts, but for the most part, 2 Sundays ago, I recall, it was certainly uncertain, at least to me, whether or not retention would be favorable for some of you associate justices and others, and it was. So we want to offer you an opportunity to say what you want to say about it, if it's appropriate, to thank the voters or listeners or whatever case,
Sure.
whatever you'd like to say.
Well, I am very grateful to the voters, and I appreciate the opportunity that you're giving me to thank them. The voters in Tennessee decided that they did not want partisan politics involved in their court system, and they decided that they wanted courts that were fair and impartial. I think they rejected an attempt by some people inside and outside the state to take over our judiciary. So I was very proud that Tennesseans stood up to a barrage of negative advertising, false statements, and they just really saw through what was going on and did the right thing and made the right choice.
We talked.
So I'm very grateful to Tennesseans, bottom line.
Pardon me for interrupting you.
No.
We talked briefly when you were on with me 2 weeks ago about perhaps the silver lining in all of this was the fact that many people had an opportunity to meet you and Justice Wade, Justice Clark, and others who may not have had that opportunity before, at least not in such a direct campaign-style way.
That's true. There was a silver lining in that we did have the opportunity to meet so many Tennesseans, but perhaps even more so, I think the state got a civic lesson in how important the three branches of government are and how important it is that they remain separate and equal, and that we maintain a system of checks and balances among the three branches. So I think the civics lesson is perhaps the best result of this election.
I would agree with you. I think Amy Brown might have something to say to you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I know that you probably can't comment on too many of the issues today, so I thought I might ask you a little bit about your history and as a female in the law. I was curious to know when you first decided you wanted to go into law and what the atmosphere at the time in terms of women in the law at that time. And did you ever see yourself as potentially becoming a Chief Justice?
Well, to answer the last question, absolutely not. I never thought I would be Chief Justice. And that's what's really so beautiful about where we live and the fact that we have such great opportunities. I'm not sure when I first became interested. I grew up around the court system. My uncle was a lawyer, a very well-known lawyer, and I was in and out of his office all the time I was growing up. My mother served as clerk and master for Monroe County for 38 years, so I was always in the courthouse every afternoon after school. I was hanging around the courthouse. I was watching cases being tried. But at that time, there were no women lawyers, so I'd never, ever saw myself in that role, even though I had a real interest in the law. It never occurred to me that that's something I could do because I had no role models. And then I went to thought I would want school, and then I decided after volunteering at Vanderbilt Hospital for maybe 30 minutes as a candy striper that I didn't like hospitals, so decided to go to the University of Tennessee and get a major in business because I thought a business degree would give me a great background to do about whatever I wanted.